Hey, hi, hello, welcome to my channel, Write with Cass, and today I'm going to be working on my goals for Camp July. I do want to say that I have filmed a lot of videos today because this is the first day that nobody's been home and I've been able to get a bunch of stuff done. Filming wise, I'm not wearing this every day, I promise. That being said, there's planes flying overhead. Where we just left off, I had just hit 20,000 words in June, and now I'm going to be hopefully tackling 30,000 words. I don't know, we'll see. But I did kind of get stuck on the last scene that I wrote. I didn't feel like it had really kind of hit the mark, which I know I should leave for editing casts way down the line. But I kind of had a scene just kind of how I wanted to fix it hit me, so that is what I did, and I ended up hitting 21,370 words, which is where we're starting this vlog series at, and that is going to be my start point, and my end point will hopefully be 51,370 words if I'm still able to hit the 30,000 mark. My other option, it was a this or that kind of thing, where it was either hit 25 to 26 scenes or 30,000 words. Those are basically my goals. Who knows? Who knows where we'll land? So if I don't hit 30,000, I'll be okay. As long as I get those scenes written, I'm happy. Because at the end of the day, it's not all about word count. It's about getting words on the page so you have something to revise and edit later. For now, that's what's important. And I'm starting a new chapter today, which is always exciting. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to writing. Written for a little bit and I found a stopping point to go work on dinner. So I have 22,097 words, which brings me up to a total of 58 pages. Okay, so I started at 21,370 words, which means I wrote 727 words. Pretty good. I found a natural stopping point, so I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping dinner, and then after dinner I think I'm gonna come back and work on this. I have 1,154 words left to write today if I want to hit my goal, if I want to stay on track with the NaNoWriMo theme of writing so many words in a day. 427 words left for today. Now that's pretty good, but it is late and I need to prep my dog's dinner and my dinner, and we're gonna play in the pool for him and give him a bath, so those are also on the agenda today. But I think I can squeeze 427 words into today. I'm almost done with the chapter. It's the 9th of July and I have an update. Went out of the house and I wrote at a coffee shop, which ended up proving to be a really good thing because I wrote 1,856 words, which is crazy good for me in one sitting. Right now, while I'm slowly building up my consistency, I started the writing session at 22,601 words and I got it to 24,457 words by the time I left, which I was there for maybe 2 hours. Started it by going through my whole document and numbering my chapters. Ended up being a really good idea. That way I could kind of start tracking that. So I made it to chapter 22 to. So I feel really good about that. I've started breaking down my chapters, writing notes down in each little section that I've made for each of my chapters so far, and just writing down what happens in it, anything I need to add or know moving forward. It's been really nice, and I did 5 chapters because I'm having to catch back up, so I'm doing it in small chunks. So that's how I started getting ready for my writing session. And I had planned on only doing like 1 scene, which, by the way, I wrote 2 scenes essentially during this time period, and that brings my total of 3, I think. And yeah, that's been my update today. I probably won't be able to update much more today. Potentially we'll have a better update for you guys tomorrow, more lengthy update. I'm really excited where I left off. I think I left off in a very like kind of creepy, eerie note. Definitely wrote more than the daily goal, but I didn't write as much yesterday, so I think I kind of made up for that. I will definitely have that information tomorrow. I don't have that notebook with me right now while I'm out of the house. Anyways, talk to you tomorrow. Today has been a slow progress day. I woke up with not a lot of energy in the tank. Overall, I wasn't feeling super great. Started to feel a little sick. I kind of took it easy today. The kitchen really needed clean, so I did that and hung out with my dog, watched the Eras tour on stream, worked in the pantry, just kind of like cleaning things overall. That being said, I did end up writing more yesterday than my update in the car, but it was an idea for a scene, a moment around the climax of the story and a little later towards the resolution end of things. So I spent a couple hours kind of just writing down my thoughts for that. Okay, so we'll just write this down. I wrote 755 words in that second writing bit of the day. The 755 I won't count towards my overall 30 goal, which is fine. Currently on 64 pages, which is exciting. Let's do some math. The progress, I would say, is going really well for me. It might seem slow, but this project has kind of been a slow burn for me. My previous 2 books that I've written, the first drafts went really fast, all within a year. This one, not so much. So in the actual draft, I wrote 1,861 words plus the 755. I wrote 2,616 words. That, I think, is the most I've written in a day in a really, really, really long time. I had one really crazy day that I wrote a bunch, but I was in the car for 8 hours. So I feel like it was okay, and I was not driving, but I don't remember. But this has been the most I've written in a while. I did 2 writing sprints, one in the morning and one in the evening, and I really like that setup. Really would like to kind of continue that. Obviously today I didn't. Hi you! We'll go on a walk-see. Obviously today I didn't, but I do plan on still having an evening writing sprint. So I will be doing a writing session tonight. I have some banana bread in the oven. I'm like still kind of cleaning up the baking mess, and I've just kind of been having to clean the house a little bit, which is more so what I've been focusing on since I do have like the space alone today to do those things. However, I would like to write while nobody's here for at least like a little bit, but my time is dwindling, so I know that probably won't be happening. So tonight I'm kind of want to stay up late and do a writing scene. Also, it is July 10th. I would like to breach the 25K mark today. That would be really nice if I really want to do that. That is my marker for today for sure. I do have some scenes written out with a little bit more notes, so I feel a little bit more confident going into today. So my general process is I'll do a bullet list. This is for this book. This is not my normal process, but for this book, I'll write out the scenes that are coming up. I'll do a list about 10, 15, 20, just so I know what's coming up. And then the next day, I'll get up to actually write those scenes, and I'll start with the first scene. I'll write a little bit more details about it by hand, and then I'll write it, or I'll do 1 or 2 scenes, because once I start writing, I tend to flow pretty well, and once I get in that groove, I tend to go pretty fast. So it's just making sure I pick like a good set number. I don't do too high of a goal for the day, don't do too low of one, just kind of a good average of like 2 to 3 scenes a day, depending on if it's going to be short chapter or a longer chapter, set of chapters. I usually have a pretty good idea for like what the scene's going to require. In this book, I've been pretty on the money so far, so that's pretty much my process with this book. Currently, I'm usually a plotter. For this book, I've been pantsing a lot just to test, see if I like it, and just to see if I can take my extreme plotting measures down a notch because it gets way too out of hand way too quickly for me. My last project that I wrote that first draft in 6 months, so it's not like a horrible thing. It just takes me a really long time to outline some projects, and this one was definitely one of them where outlining, I couldn't get an outline that I liked or a flow of the story I liked. I think I had to go spend some time with the characters and writing and trying different scenes out for this book and just trying to get an overall better feel for the world before I could really outline. And honestly, I learned a lot from how I started this project and how I failed it miserably. Like, I did not really do so hot with the first drafts of this book. I feel like once I failed that, I felt so much better, and like the pressure was off of my shoulders, and I just kind of, the self-placed pressure, nobody's making me write, I'm making myself write, but the self-imposed pressure was off. It's like, okay, I don't have to get it right all the time on the first draft. I don't have to, and you never will, but that doesn't mean everything is awful or bad, or you didn't have some kind of good gold nuggets in that first draft. But you are writing the story for the very first time, you're telling yourself the story, it's just like all that just kind of whoosh. And now that I'm here and I've learned what works best for this type of story for myself, I'm having a blast. And I've finally gotten to a place where I'm progressing really quickly with this book, more than I've ever have, and I'm figured out a process that I really like having. I'm going to make an outline with this book one day. I will actually have one on paper and not just in my head, which I know, believe me, it's better to have one on paper so you don't forget it. But I don't know what happens. I just write better if I going in blind like the rest of the characters, I guess, this time around. And I already kind of have an outline for the second book in this series. If I'd be lucky enough to actually get to write a second book for this story. It is literally just this first project, so I am pantsing it, and it has been really fun, honestly. I thought it would stress me out a lot more by this point, but I think I got this has stressed me out so much already out of my system. Now I'm just kind of vibing with it. I like to fall somewhere in the middle of plotting versus pantsing and that whole debate on where you should do. I think whatever feels right for you in your current work in progress is my angle I'm currently taking it, and no project is the same for sure in how it comes together. So that's just where I'm currently at with my writing journey. I will say having some sort of an idea or structure really does help. If you do plan on pantsing a novel that you haven't started yet, I would really suggest knowing your characters really well and what they would do given whatever circumstances you're going to throw them into. And by that I don't just mean like their physical appearance or like kind of like just their basic history. I mean like what kind of personality you want them to have, what motivations would this character have, what is like their core values and morals, their driving forces, that sort of thing. Because that's really where somebody's decision making comes, and how they act in a certain scenario or whatever you're gonna throw them into. That has been like the biggest thing that has helped me. The other things that have really helped are just understanding the world you're in to a point where things in your world that would happen or not happen, especially if you're writing a fantasy book, which I am doing. If you're in the real world, it's really easy to understand the limits of that world because it's reality and we live in it. But if you're writing a fantasy novel, knowing where those rules are in your magic system or the world really helps you just kind of have some sort of structure to go with and to follow. So yeah, I think those two things have been like the biggest thing for me in learning and understanding that. And I think not understanding that aspect of this book is what really made me have to rewrite the beginning so many times. But in doing that, I did learn a lot about the characters' motivations and core values and the world and the limits in this world. And now I'm cruising. You'll get there one day. If you're having a hard time plotting a book, planning a book, pantsing a book, starting it, just know you will get there one day as long as you keep trying. I feel like that's really the more important thing, is just to keep trying, keep writing all your thoughts down. It'll all come together eventually, as long as you just don't quit trying. Because I will say I'm at that point where things are really starting to come together, so I'm just getting like so excited about it, and I'm just getting so giddy. Like, I've been so giddy every time going into this project and then leaving a writing session. I'm just like, even if it was small, I'm just seeing everything finally come together and get to the points that I'm like really excited for. And so it's been really fun. The weird thing with this project is I've been most excited for Act 2, which is not normal for me. I usually am like really dreading the middle of a book because of the sloping middle book syndrome and all that we all fear of, the just the middle of the book. But honestly, it's been my favorite part. I have had so much fun just like being in the middle of all the chaos. That is my motivational talk for July 10th because I don't have anything else to add about my current book yet. Tonight I will add things. If not, I feel like I have to write tonight so I can stay on track for Julywrimo because I have to hit 30,000 words this month. That seems incredibly doable to me right now. I probably will not be saying that come July 10th. We'll check in 10 days, but currently it's been pretty good. So I will keep you guys updated. And hopefully next time you hear from me, I will definitely have an update on the word count and scene count because I did have a change in the ending to this next scene that I'm writing. I tweaked it a little bit, so I'm like super excited and I can't wait to get into it. Like I said, I've been really giddy every time I think about this project. I have also kind of been going back and just reading through things to make sure everything's still kind of flowing the direction I want it to and just backtrack, check in, and then I keep going forward. So I will talk to you guys later. It's the 12th of July and I hit 25,000 words, which is fun. It's great. Good news for me. I will say it's not like if I was going based off the goals that I had set, not exactly on trajectory to hit those goals, I would say. I am, however, being consistent, and that is what's more important to me. So I'm currently at 25,120 words, which makes about 67 pages. Okay, hello everybody. First and foremost, I want to say if you hear a clicking, vibrating, that noise, that is just my computer overheating. I will try to cut as many of those out as I can, but I wanted to give you guys an update. It is the 18th of July, and I'm currently working on hitting 30,000 words by the end of this month. That being said, I have 14 days left, and I've hit quite the writer's block. I haven't written, I hit a 3-day streak of not writing anything. I wrote about 100 or so words the day before yesterday, and then today I've gotten up my total word count by adding another 414 words. So I'm currently sitting at 28,176 words, which is great, which is not like as far along my goal as I'd want to be, but that's okay. I have 14 days left and today is one of those days, so I'm going to aim my goal for today and tomorrow to hit 30,000, which I only have 1,824 words till I hit that goal. And just because I've kind of been in a writing slump, I know I could do that whole thing today, but I do want to go back and read through. The last chapter that I wrote is really just what's tripping me up, and I know usually when I do big word goal, scene goals, I try not to go back and edit. However, I've found that for me, usually when I have a writer's block, it usually means I'm really bothered by something that I had just written, that it doesn't like go with the plot or something's wrong. And with this project, I just would prefer not to get stilted again. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's wrong, spend just a little time on that. I don't want to stop and edit all the way today. I don't think that would be great for me to do because I don't want to get stuck in that rabbit hole again with this project. Sorry for my mess. That was my messy corner, by the way. I have thrown everything up there and I need to fix it, but I'm not going to refilm that because I have a tiny amount of space left on my phone. I'm organized, messy. That is how I like my space. I don't like it. I like it to be clean, but I am in a small space right now, so I don't have like the room for things to be completely organized how I would prefer. But that's okay. I like unorganized mess too. So I have 22,824 words till I hit the 51,000, which started at 21,000. And if I wanted to hit 30,000 words, it was around the 51,000. That being said, I also have my scene count goal. I have written 8 scenes, so 26 scenes was that goal for me, which we're still not that close to, but I do have some short moments kind of coming up. Well, it's past July. Obviously, I did not complete my goals for Camp July. The end of July ended up being a really turbulent end of the month, and I just couldn't focus on my writing projects. But, you know, I did get some words completed that you guys did see, and I will be continuing to work on Project KJ through the rest of the year. So if you guys want to see any more progress from me on that, be sure to stay tuned. I'm also finally committed to sitting down and doing an outline for the book, and I think that'll be hugely just so helpful. So if you guys want to see that and you want to see me do an outline, stay tuned for the next video. After that, I'm just gonna go work on this project and try to get it done before the end of the year. I think I've just extended that out. And you know, I have my other project that I'm drafting, but I'm really just wanting to focus on getting the first draft of this book finished. So if you guys want to see my process and progress throughout the end of the year, be sure to follow along, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will be sure to see you guys in the next video. If you guys completed or took part in Camp July, let me know down below. Y'all probably did a lot better than I did. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for making it to the end, and good luck on your writing projects. Bye!